Hola, buenos días.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
This is Barb.
And this is Estella.
And welcome to
Cafecito.
And Crime. Nice.
Thank you.
Right on cue.
Yeah, I practiced.
It took forever. Anyhow, how are you doing today? Y las pinches cicadas ya empezaron.
Yeah.
No habían hecho nada hasta ahorita, güey. Literally.
I know we talked about cicadas last episode. Was it last episode or the one before that?
I don't know, but you just said how fast it's between episodes. It's been like...
Yeah.
I feel like we were just here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been a week.
It
Pero
hasn't.
pues ya se pasa el tiempo.
When you're having fun.
And when you're...
Not the sigh.
And when your life is falling apart.
Your life is not falling apart. Calm the fuck
just
down.
kidding.
Pinche drama and shit.
I'm just kidding.
Che vieja, estúpida.
I'm just kidding.
Her life is not falling apart.
It is not. My life is, to be honest. Can't complain.
TBH.
Can't complain.
It's boring.
But
it's there.
not dramatic.
Not at all.
Pero, no, pues, cuéntales que I'm good because we're getting a cold front, pues.
We're getting a fucking cold front.
So
in the morning, I told her, I'm like, hey, dude, did you see que va a venir un cold front? And she's like, a cold front? I'm like, yeah. It's going to be not 100. It'll be 99.
89. No, it's going to be in the 80s.
It's going to be in the 80s. And then I think like in Central Texas, va a estar como a 60-something one day.
So Vanessa's getting nice weather?
No.
Oh, Central Texas, not
yeah.
like para arriba. Okay.
And so I don't think that, I mean, we probably won't. But I'm just happy if we could like not sweat our fucking lotion off our bodies.
No, yeah, like summer needs to get out. I know it's not gonna. I need for like another 2 months maybe, pero like, yeah, wey,
Minimum 2 months. Like when everybody's all like, oh, fuck, que no sé qué pinche pedo, and we're over here sweating and shit. Like,
in chanclas.
Amen to that.
Aquí, when does fall start here in Houston?
Probably
December?
November, December.
Yeah.
November, like y una vez me acuerdo que for Thanksgiving it was hot.
Yeah, for Christmas.
Yeah, for Christmas. Yeah.
I feel like for New Year's, it's always kind of been like fresco, right? Or cold. But I do remember there has been some Halloweens que sí está fresco.
And los Halloweenskis.
Yeah.
And then
Sometimes.
And then every year in January for my daughter's birthday, one time we had yellow. And then another time we had tornadoes.
Yeah.
So it's give or take.
I don't know. You can get a tornado.
Yeah.
Maybe a storm, some flooding, a hurricane. Quién sabe. It's because you just never know anymore.
It's because you know what? We're a bag full of surprises.
Yeah. And then since we're going to get like a cold front without humidity, so I'm sure it'll feel nice. And me and Barbie were like, let's go sit at a patio.
We just want to sit down somewhere outside.
Yeah.
We're
like, are we doing cocktails or are we doing coffee?
Or are we doing both?
Are we doing both? Are we going in the morning and
in the afternoon? I mean, honestly, I think that for this, to celebrate the cold front, we should go both. TBH.
Yeah.
We just went to a place Estella took us this last Saturday. It was a French place.
Restaurant.
Y we went, it was me, my sister-in-law, the other one, and
my mom,
my suegra,
and the girls.
And we had a really good time. It was so pretty because we were able to like dress up, and everybody was just, and we were able to do our makeup and everything. So we had a really, really good time.
Yeah.
But,
and then the waiter gave us free dessert.
I know, but he was so sweet.
He was so cute.
He was venezolano.
Era venezolano. I wouldn't have thought que era venezolano.
Y tenía una pinche cintura. I mean, chiquitita, güey. Like he was like, se estaba deshaciendo el compa,
yeah.
O sea, I was like, fucked.
Jealous.
Yeah. Super jealous.
Yeah, and his eyelashes were super cute.
He was adorable.
My lashes cannot hold a curl, but I was just looking at his. I'm like, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, and then he was like, obviously, I mean, not obviously, but we could tell that he was part of the LGBTQ plus community, right? He was gay. Y entonces he was moving my phone because my phone was next to me and he was going to put down my coffee. And then I was like, oh, you could have it. And he was like, yeah, I can have your number. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, if I swing that way. I was like,
you were like, no, but we can be besties.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all should go out with me one day, everybody, because I'm a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Sighs again.
Sometimes I feel like I sigh a lot when we're recording and I'm like, damn, I'm out of breath just reading. I need to get back to running.
We've talked about this.
You don't notice that when I'm like,
I guess I'm used to it.
Probably.
Because you do it a lot.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know. But anyhow, where are we going today?
Okay, for today's case, we are going to Dulzura, San Diego County, California.
Oh, Dulzura, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, another update on me. I am about to finish one anime, Attack on Titan, and I'm halfway finished with the next anime, which is Demon Slayer, because I want to go watch the movie.
Yeah. So Barbie's an anime watcher now.
I'm an anime watcher. Honestly, they're totally different animes, so I feel like I'm not watching the same, like, an anime.
There's different genres, like TV shows.
Totally different. And I
got another one for you. I already told you, which kind of reminds me of this case, by the way. Pero
I just want everybody to know that I'm an anime girly now. So if y'all want to, call me Mikasa, I'm okay with that. From now on. Sasha.
No spoilers. Never know.
But I do love me some Attack on Titan, and there are my background on my phone.
Yeah, and she wants merch, but we can't find any that we like.
Honestly, it's hard to find.
No, it took me a while
here.
when I started watching it last year. Like, no encontraba nada that I'm like,
no, because,
where are the t-shirts?
Because I am a Titan.
No, you're part of the corp.
Yeah, por eso, but I am in the movie. I am a Demon Slayer too.
You're in the Demon Corp?
I'm in the Demon Corp, and I'm in the Titan Corp. I'm on all of them.
Yeah.
That's me. So
I was just looking through my picture.
Anime, let us know. If anybody wants to be my friend on Pokemon Go.
Barbie's looking for friends on Pokemon Go.
I know I'm a loser because...
Why? Nobody wants to play with you on Pokemon Go?
Nobody wants to play with me on Pokemon Go. But if anybody would like to, I just need to...
Send Barbie a DM on our Instagram,
that would be great. Anybody, and I promise you, I'll send you gifts.
I don't know how that works, but because I don't want to do it, so...
She doesn't want to do it.
And then you asked our other niece, she was like, no.
No. And then I asked my daughter, can you just download it for me? Like, this is how desperate I am. I'm like, can you just download it for me? And then...
Wait, nomás put do people still use Craigslist?
I don't think people use... Estás bien pendeja. Please, no. No, I've seen a lot of people put like a TikTok, but I don't have friends like that. I don't have any...
Well, put it on your Instagram story, like your personal profile on Instagram, on your story.
Do you think people are going to want to be my friend on Pokemon Go on Instagram? I have like 14 friends. Nobody...
No, mentirosa. You have friends.
Oh, guys, guess what? Another thing. I posted a picture I hadn't posted in a long time on anything, and no pictures on Instagram. And I posted one, and everybody liked my picture. Girl, I was like...
It's because te peinas un día, and then you're like, I gotta take all the pictures.
Me bañé
y te pintaste.
Me pinté.
Te bañaste y te hiciste el pelo.
Yes, girl. I was like, oh my goodness. Ahorita ni me vean, porque no parezco la misma, pero it was cool.
Ninguna,
it was fun.
Nadie de nosotros.
But if anybody would like to be my friend on Pokemon Go...
Let me know.
Anyway, so we're going to Dulzura,
San Diego County, California.
Oh, we're going to California again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I love California. So we know. So I think I've made that clear.
Yes.
So if you'd like to come with us to Dulzura, California. No, Dulzura County, California?
San Diego County, California.
Su puta madre. If you'd like to come with us to California, go ahead.
Dulzura, California, güey.
Go ahead and grab your cafecitos or your match.
Or whatever caffeine you have, and let's get started. So the first fun, random, interesting fact is, I'm sure as we know, is that the name Dulzura in Spanish means sweetness.
Sweetness.
Yes.
That's me. Okay. Shut your mouth.
And number 2 is that this small rural community only has a population of about 700 to 1,100 people who actually live there.
What?
So it's part of San Diego County, obviously, but just kind of like it's on the outskirts. It's, como dice, the rural side of the city. And it's close by. Like if you want to live a little bit more separado de la ciudad and stuff, and the traffic and all that stuff, it's a good distance away, but even close enough if you want to go visit the city, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would like to live in Dulzura.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, no? Okay.
No. I'm just saying personally, because I know how you are, you wouldn't want to live there.
You never know you don't know my life.
Yes, I do know your life.
Whatever.
But let's start today's case with Brigida Eileen McInvale. Brigida. It's spelled like Brigida.
A lo mejor se llama Brigida, güey.
Pero they call her Brigida.
Porque no saben decir Brigida.
Her mom calls her Brigida.
Pero was she saying it in English or in Spanish?
No sé la señora.
Brigida.
Well, I'm going to call her...
That's a really cool name, Brigida.
Brigida. I feel like I know somebody named Brigida, or my parents mentioned that name.
Yeah, but still, it's cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Like, that's a strong name.
Yeah, like she's going to be somebody.
No, yeah. Or she was somebody in like the Mexican Revolution and shit.
In Brigida, she is somebody in this case.
Oh, let's see. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay, so Brigida Eileen McInvale was born in the early 1990s to parents John and Olga McInvale in San Diego. So John and Olga would go on to have another daughter 2 years later named after Olga. So se llama Olga la muchacha también, the second daughter. So the mom's name is Olga.
Oh, okay.
And then they had another daughter after Brigida or Brigida. Y a esa niña también le pusieron Olga como la mamá, like a junior, but mom's version.
Yeah, I got that. Okay.
Since John worked for U.S. Customs at the border, the family lived out in the country in the rural part of San Diego, which is where Dulzura is.
I think San Diego is not too far from
the border.
The border, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Brigida and her sister Olga were best friends, and they did everything together. They shared a room. They were each other's persons. Se contaban todo, right? So both girls were raised Catholic and attended Catholic school growing up. Brigida was described as a rule follower and a perfectionist and just was very into her religion. Her mom, Olga, recalls her daughter like doing schoolwork, and she would, if she made a mistake to where she had to erase, y se notaba that she had erased, she would just start on a new page instead, porque no quería que se miraran the erase marks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't relate. My shit, half of it wasn't even erased.
You just scribbled it out.
Yeah. You could still see the other part, but I was kind of,
like when you write with the pen and, you just kind of have to scratch it off.
So I had to, side note, I had to buy whiteout because every time I would write on my calendar and I would mess it up, I couldn't just cross it out. Like I had to white it out.
Yeah. And then she'd also like, I guess que iban a la iglesia durante Sundays, pero ella, la muchacha Brigida, she wanted to go during the week también.
Wow. She was very aplicada. Like she was.
Truly.
Yeah.
For reals. So Brigida grew up to be a very responsible young woman, smart, studious, and reserved. She ran cross country también, and she was very into her books, and she didn't really date much in her teenage years. But toward the end of her senior year of high school, during an event for her graduating class, she met a young man by the name of Race Remington Uto.
Girl, let me tell you something about this race. Remington
Uto.
You know what? That's a pretty badass name.
Race como carrera? Race.
I think that's something that somebody would name like now. Like people that name their kids like Jacket and shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that would be, somebody would name somebody Race. Why hasn't a like YouTuber or somebody named their kid Race? Then I don't know.
What if it's somebody's whose last name is Carr?
No. Hopefully not.
Say it. ¿Cómo se va a llamar el niño?
No te voy a decir.
Ándale.
No lo voy a decir.
Race,
pero you know what? That's a pretty that's a pretty badass name.
Race Remington Uto. UTO. Uto.
You could never, dude, have those 3 letters as a last name. That would be badass, huh?
Imagine. No, pero
not 12,
you're
bitch.
graduating and shit y estás hasta el pinche al último, güey.
Well, me with the Y.
That's true. And one of my friends, her last name starts with a Z.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like second to the last. Like only 2 people were after me to graduate.
Okay.
And my family was probably like, can you get this over with?
I'm in the middle. G.
Yeah.
Or closer to the front, tan siquiera. Mm-hmm. Now, I believe they met at a car show. Los dos. I think she was...
Race at a car show? Like, girl, if that's not perfect...
I don't know what is. So, Race didn't attend the same high school as Brigida and her sister Olga. And he was actually a year younger de ella. But the two clicked.
Oh,
and Brigida learned that they had things in common. Like she ran cross country and he also was a runner.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So the two began to date. And according to Olga, the sister, not the mom, Race brought Brigida out of her shell and kind of pushed her to be a little bit more adventurous, which, it's a good thing, to get out of your comfort zone.
I have a question, and I know this probably doesn't matter, but the reason I want to know is because I want to imagine him. So what race is Race?
I mean, he looks Caucasian. Like, tiene ojos de color y está bien güero.
Oh, okay. So he's Caucasian American. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guess. I don't know. I didn't look up his ancestry.
I'm just saying. Like, was he like...
It's because you don't really hear that last name,
Okay. I thought it was just me.
Así se ve. Se mira.
O a lo mejor puede que sea como ruso or something like that.
Quién sabe. So after high school, Race's dream was to attend the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, which he ended up attending, but he suffered from a hernia that never healed properly, and so he had to withdraw without graduating from the academy.
Yeah, no puedes tener nada.
Nada. Tienes que estar al 100, tip-top shape.
Tip-top shape, yeah.
He did eventually end up joining the Navy, though.
Oh, good for him.
Okay, so the couple dated until they eventually tied the knot in 2014. Not long after, Brigida gave birth to the couple's one and only son.
Aw.
Yeah.
So how old were they?
I think at the time that this case takes place in 2018, she just turned 28 and he's 27.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
So they were not like babies, but they weren't like older tampoco. They were young, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So the Uto family, so Race, Brigida, and their son lived next to Brigida's parents. I think they lived at what appeared to be like a property de los papás de ella, and they lived right next door. Tenían una casa ellos right next door to them.
Awesome.
At the time, Brigida was working as a special needs teacher and Race as an electrician mate in the U.S. Navy. In the U.S. Navy. And so things went well for the couple for a couple of years until September of 2017.
Uh-oh.
At that time, Brigida, she began to feel ill. Como que se empezó a enfermar. She became weak. Her body was in pain and she was just nauseous. It affected her so much that she had to take time off work. Damn. Like, no podía ir al trabajo. And there were times where she didn't even have, like, the physical strength to, like, pick up her son, like, to carry him.
Aww.
And her son was, like, a toddler. He was barely, like, 1, maybe 2 at the most.
Well, I mean, I couldn't pick up my son, but my son was huge. So maybe a lo mejor, even though he was a toddler, that boy was heavy as hell.
Yeah, pero pues...
Pero ella está enferma.
Yeah, por eso no se sentía bien. And so she just kept on getting weaker and weaker. And then so much so that she even started to lose her vision.
What? How?
She did seek medical help from various doctors and was told by one that the symptoms she was suffering from were brought on by stress.
I can see that.
Another theory from a different doctor was that maybe she was depressed.
Yeah, I can also see that.
So she was prescribed antidepressants. And for a bit of time, como que she got better.
And like they say, like your mind is so strong that it's so powerful that you could make like
yourself,
a lot of things.
You make yourself sick.
Yeah, and maybe like she was just so like depressed, como dicen que, because maybe she had postpartum from her little boy.
Yeah, I mean, just daily life is stressful. Yeah. Bitch, being alive is fucking stressful. Like, you have to pay bills, you have to go to work, you have to raise a family, you have to maintain a household.
That's too much. That's why I'm a demon slayer.
You're a hashira. But it wasn't long before she got sick again.
Okay, so the medicine was not obviously working.
So this time she had all the initial symptoms that I mentioned, but then she also began to lose weight.
That's not good.
So again, she went to the ER and would continue to seek help for months. So from September of 2017 all the way until 2018, a principios del año, because no one could figure out what was wrong with her. Some doctors believed that maybe it was like cancer or fibroids. There was even, one doctor said that it was menstrual cramps after Brigida told the doctor that she felt that her ovaries were going to fall out of her body.
Wow. Sometimes we're not the sharpest tools in the shed, you know? So, yeah.
Siempre tiene que haber uno.
Uno, sí.
Or 2 or 3.
Pero, I mean, sometimes when... he must have been a new doctor because he probably didn't want to be like, oh, it's just menstrual cramps. Here, go back home.
Be like, me estoy muriendo, pinche viejo. I mean, I don't know if it was a man or a woman, but like... Yeah. And it's really hard when you feel like nobody understands.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was
And then I feel like, obviously, you go to a doctor... And I know not obviously doctors don't have all the answers tampoco, you know, but you que te digan it's menstrual cramps, bitch. I had a baby.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, you never know.
Yeah. So for months
it could be menstrual cramps.
Se le están saliendo los ovaries. For months she was violently ill and in excruciating pain.
Dude, violently ill, like violently sounds like you.
No way, like. She couldn't even walk properly at a point, bitch.
What the hell?
Olga, her sister, recalled that one time she found Brigida, like, just sobbing on the floor.
She said so much pain.
She began to lose her hair.
Ay, no, pobrecita.
She said that, like, se estaba bañando and just, like, a big chunk fell out in the shower.
And then I think that it doesn't help the fact that she doesn't know what's going on.
And nobody can tell her
Nobody explains to her what's going on.
And you go to
then you go to the doctor and they tell you...
It's this, it might be this.
It might be this, it might be that. Okay. And then you're like, well, let me try another doctor. And then you go to another one. Y así estás. And then on top of that, like, you're trying to figure it out. So you stress yourself out. And then, things like that do happen.
And then, I mean, obviously it was like she had like long, brown, beautiful hair. Aww. He literally said she started losing her hair, like, just completely. It got to the point that, like you were just saying right now, like, she gave up trying to figure out what was wrong with her. Since no doctor was able to help her, she was just at her wit's end and just honestly didn't know what to do anymore.
Oh, that's so sad.
So on March 5th of 2018, Brigida called her mom because she couldn't breathe.
Uh-oh.
She couldn't see, and the pain in her legs was unbearable.
What the fuck?
And so she wanted to go to the hospital, you know? So Brigida couldn't even lift herself to fully get into her mom's SUV. So su mom, Olga, she said that she went around the car to help her. She wanted to help her by lifting up her leg into the car. Y dijo que cuando le agarró la pierna, que Brigida, like, soltó el llanto of pain just by her mom touching her. So I can't imagine that being your reality 4 months.
Yeah.
Like 6-7 months, imagínate.
Just in so much pain that you don't even know.
And nobody can help you? Bitch. So her mom raced her to the Naval Hospital in San Diego, and Brigida told her to drop her off at the entrance, right? Because aquí hay que se parquearan and then walk to the entrance. So she was like, hey, just drop me off at the front. I'll walk in while you go find somewhere to park. So Olga, like, when I saw this interview of her mom, you know, she started crying. She started sobbing. She was like, I dropped her off and she barely got out of the car. And she said she started walking, pero como que parecía like a zombie from The Walking Dead, como caminan en el show.
Wow.
Yeah. The doctors at the hospital couldn't figure out what was wrong with her either. So at that point, her husband, Reyes, decided to take her to, I guess, their general practitioner, their family doctor. And that doctor, like, immediately knew. They were like, I can't do anything for you here. They're like, you're too sick. So that doctor called the ambulance, and then she was transferred to, I believe it's called Kaiser Hospital.
Oh, we have Kaiser here.
Yeah, Kaiser Hospital. So it would be at that hospital the doctors would finally figure out what was wrong with Brigida.
Wow, finally.
Yeah.
Pero es que, you know, and instead of, I guess the doctors también tienen la culpa, because instead of being like, you know what, we can't figure it out, let's find the specialist that can help you. No, just go home. Like, you know, come on.
And I guess when you go to ERs, like, it's a different story. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because
I don't know. I'm not trying to make excuses because I don't know.
It's a different story. And not only that, but they're going there to help you. So if you walk in and you tell them I have a headache, they're going to help you with the headache. They're not going to help you with your pain in your foot.
Yeah.
Because that's their job.
Right.
Like, they're there to help the person in that moment.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why if she kept going there, a lo mejor, you know, they didn't know how to help her, you know, but she needed a specialist. And that's why I'm glad that somebody finally did. So what was wrong with her?
Okay, so the ER physician who saw her knew that something obviously también was terribly wrong with her.
No, we cannot help you.
And he immediately called in Dr. Jeff LaPoint, who was also a board certified toxicologist.
Oh, okay.
So at this point, bitch, you're like, Brigida, like, she looked bad. Like, se estaba muriendo, literally. Like, she was dying. They didn't know how much longer, honestly, iba a durar.
Damn.
So Dr. LaPoint had to hurry up and try and figure out what was wrong with her. So he began to review her medical history and found it to be, extensive. He saw what we know, for months. She had been suffering from fatigue, nausea, vision problems, weight loss, and hair loss. And, she couldn't, ya no podía ni caminar la pobre,
Yeah.
After examining her symptoms, there were a couple of options right off the bat that he thought could be. An autoimmune illness such as lupus was one of them. And so he began to run different tests, right? Brigida, yeah, she was like in an apathetic state, como que ya ni le importaba que estaba enferma. She's just like, they were kind of giving her an update on her, ¿cómo se dice?
Ella sentía que se estaba volviendo loca.
Yeah.
Like she thought she was going crazy, like straight up.
At the point, they were like, this is your condition. This is where we're at right now. And she was just kind of like, you know what? Like, bruh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she had already made peace with herself that they were never going to find out what was wrong with her, right?
So test results started to come back, which ruled out a lot of conditions, and the autoimmune illness, it ruled that out too. So Dr. LaPoint concluded that Brigida might have been exposed to a toxic metal, which happens, and I feel like a lot of people don't know that.
Toxic metals? Yeah, for sure.
So if this were the case, it meant that possibly her son and her husband también could have, might have been in danger. So Reyes and their son were admitted to a separate hospital for testing, which those results showed that they had not been exposed to whatever Brigida had been exposed, and they were actually okay, como que el papá y el niño. So additional safety measures were taken in Brigida's care, such as banning all visitors, including her immediate family.
Yeah, because they needed to find out where this was coming from, or if somebody else could get infected too, or whatever it was.
Even like everything from her room was también cleared, like get well gifts, flowers, like little things that they would bring her. So essentially she was quarantined, right? So Dr. LaPoint began to narrow down which metal was causing her symptoms, which to his knowledge could have been arsenic, cadmium, and or cesium, I think. But one symptom that wasn't brought on by any of those was hair loss. Okay. There was one that he knew caused all of Brigida's symptoms to a T. Thallium.
Okay.
So what is thallium?
I was about to say, I don't know what the fuck that is.
So thallium is a colorless, odorless, and tasteless, extremely toxic metal that was discovered in 1861. We're going to get a little bit into the science here, girl.
Girl, we're going into the science. Pa que vean, eh?
I found it fascinating.
Pa que vean. Que no, y'all don't just come here to hear about crime. Y'all get
the science.
The science.
Sometimes, not all the time.
No, not only the science. Sometimes our asses don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So.
No, but when you're like looking into it and you're researching, you're like, wow. Like I want to look into this more. It was real interesting to me. So, as you said, it was discovered in 1861, and it began to be used as a rodent and ant killer in the 1900s.
Okay.
But due to its toxicity, it was later banned as a household ingredient in the 70s.
Okay. Damn, that took forever.
So thallium poisoning, while it does occur, it is extremely rare because you can't buy it. It is practically impossible. It is a natural metal, and it is mostly imported into the U.S. for specific industrial purposes only. That's it.
Okay.
No
so
más.
Maybe to make like a certain chemical or something like that.
Yeah, like industrial, like TVs or some shit. Algo así, I don't know. But you can't get it here in the U.S.
Okay.
So Dr. LaPoint and his team believe that Brigida might have been, had been poisoned with thallium somehow. But as we know, tests for specific poisons are not common. We've done a couple of cases where people are poisoned and you just can't go to a hospital and be like, and they run like a regular.
And they're expensive too.
Yeah.
The test.
So Dr. LaPoint obviously needed to get this test done like fucking 3 days ago, right? Mm-hmm. But in reality.
More like 7 months ago.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in reality, it was going to take 2 to 3 days before the test result even came back, which was time that they weren't sure she had.
Yeah, because at this point they don't know if
like he was sure it was that, but you need a test for that.
Yeah.
He was sure it was thallium poisoning, and he wanted to have the antidote handy as soon as the results came back positive. But getting the antidote in and out of itself was going to be like a giant hurdle.
Really?
Yes. Hold on to your horses.
I don't have horses, so we're good.
Hold on to your leggings.
I guess. Yeah, okay. I have a lot of those.
Okay. And you're wearing leggings. So.
Yes.
Okay. So there is an antidote for thallium poisoning, as I just said, called Prussian blue.
Okay.
And we've all seen it in blue paint. Okay.
Okay.
Apparently it has been used as a pigment in paint since the 1700s. But it wasn't until 1965 that it was discovered that Prussian blue could be used as an antidote. So according to the Mayo Clinic, medical grade Prussian blue binds with the thallium ions in the intestines, and it prevents them from being absorbed into the bloodstream and allows them to be excreted from the body through stool.
Okay, so they're gonna have to take this out of the paint?
No, hold on. So that's just what it's used as a pigment, right?
Okay.
Now, pharmaceutical Prussian blue is extremely hard to find due to the fact that it is also an antidote for radiation poisoning.
Okay.
Okay. So as soon as the test for Brigida got sent out, the hospital began to call pharmacies all over town to see if they had it available.
Not even town, like fucking in the next states and shit, right?
No, wait, bitch, hold on. Couldn't find it anywhere. They called local public health agencies. They called, bitch, the Navy, the CDC. Nothing. Mm-hmm. They eventually were able to find a confidential storage site in LA.
Okay.
Okay. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck is a confidential site for an antidote? Well, you know how I just said that it's also an antidote for radiation poisoning? So for that reason, the U.S. government stockpiles it in case of a nuclear attack.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And due to the fact that Dr. LaPoint didn't have a positive test result for thallium just yet, no agency was just going to hand over
they were like, okay, here you go.
No,
it doesn't work like that.
Oh, ¿quiere una o dos? ¿Dos botellas o tres?
Yeah.
¿Cuánto le vendo?
¿Cuánta quiero, oiga?
So the request for the Prussian blue from Dr. LaPoint made it all the way to Special FBI agent John Gill with the FBI in San Diego, his focus were specifically on weapons of mass destruction.
Like radiation and shit. Okay.
Yeah. So Special Agent Gill's first thought about the request was that it might have something to do with a possible assassination.
Okay.
Since thallium in the past had been used to poison former spies and shit.
Wow. Okay.
So it just so happened that the request sent in by Dr. LaPoint came at a time when yucky man Donald Trump was due to visit San Diego. And it just raised all kinds of red flags.
Oh, they thought they were trying to get...
It had been, it just,
Los pelos de lote.
Sí, porque it was 2018, so he had been president. It was his first term at that point.
Oh, okay.
After 3 days, the results came back. And sure enough, it was what Dr. LaPoint said, thallium poisoning. It was positive for that.
But how the fuck is she getting poisoned by that? Because if it's so fucking hard to even get...
You can get it in the U.S.
So then how the fuck is she like sucking on the fucking nickels or what? Like, I don't understand. Like, how? You see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
And that's the thing. Thallium, it is a natural occurring metal, but it's obviously it's mostly found initially in the Earth's crust, but I don't think anybody's
going to go down to the crust of the Earth, Estela. Let me go to the crust. I'll be back, guys. I'm just going to go to the crust real quick, bitch.
Do you know when I think... Do you remember the movie The Core?
Yeah.
With Hilary Swank?
Yes.
And I remember it was like the unpopular version of The Day After Tomorrow, but The Core. Do you remember am I the only one that remembers that movie? I thought it was so cool. And the scene that sticks out to me, and I remember in the previews, is cuando like birds all over across the world. I don't remember what city or what country, they just drop dead. And then if they're like, oh, we have to go reset the core of the earth because nos vamos a ir a la verga. So, we're all going to die.
Well, I guess that's exactly what happened.
So watch The Core and let me know if anybody else remembers that movie because I know I'm not the only one.
That shit, Estela. Nobody wants to watch that shit.
Okay, so like I just said, the antidote or the results came back positive for thallium poisoning. And so the antidote was released. So the levels in Brigida's were over 1,000 times the acceptable level.
How?
Which was astronomical. And honestly...
Not astronomical.
Pendeja, like, they didn't know how she was still alive. Like, nobody knew how she was alive.
Not only how was she alive for 7 months, but not only that, pero I need to know where this shit came from.
Hold on.
From the core of the fucking earth?
Espérate, pendeja. So now that the result had come back positive and the antidote was released, a hospital staff member had to drive overnight to pick it up in LA. Brigida was giving the pills immediately, but since the levels in her body were so high, Dr. LaPoint wasn't sure that even with the Prussian blue, she was going to make it. So to up her chances, she had also been put on dialysis. If she did manage to survive, which it was a big if at that point, doctors couldn't guarantee whether she was ever going to be the same again.
Yeah.
Some people who also suffered from thallium poisoning never regained feeling in their legs, never grew their hair back, or they never got their vision back.
Damn. So ella ya no miraba o sí miraba ella?
No, she couldn't see. Like, no miraba bien. Now, the FBI obviously had to become involved at this point.
Yeah.
And Special Agent Gill made it to the hospital to speak to Brigida, even though she was obviously still very ill. And, you know, she struggled to answer simple questions, but this just couldn't wait, you know.
They had to talk to her.
I know they said that, you know, they didn't know she was going to make it, but they needed to find out where she had been exposed to this thallium.
Yeah,
you know?
because you can't just go to HEB and get exposed at HEB. Like, that's not something that you can go and like, oh, I ate a chicharrón and I ended up with thallium. Like, it doesn't work that way, you know?
No, because, okay, then who is doing this?
Exactly.
You know?
Where are they getting it from?
Right. This is federal crime, bitch.
Federal.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Brigida, the bad bitch that she was. You know how they say the name Brigida was like a strong bad bitch? That's Brigida.
I'm telling you. I knew it.
Managed to answer questions that were asked of her. So she was asked how she believed she had been exposed to it. And she stated that possibly in Mexico, porque ella fue a Mexico for holistic medical treatments. Another possibility was at the school where she worked, Cottonwood Community Day School. That school had been in an old army base. Mm-hmm. And there was a possibility of old rat poison there. And so both of these leads, of course, were followed up on, but there was nothing there.
I don't think that there's thallium in Mexico for the holistic stuff.
She just thought, I mean, they were just asking her because she was out of the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, you're right. But then on top of that, I could have seen it more coming from the school because of the radiation. You know, you never know.
The rats.
The rats.
I mean, thallium was used in rodent killer, you know, back in the day. So at the same time, as they were, you know, looking into those leads, a hazmat team searched the Uto house where they found no thallium.
Where the fuck is she getting this? Te estoy diciendo que se anda chupando nickels.
Nickels don't have thallium.
I don't know, pero ¿qué anda haciendo la mujer?
Since nothing was coming up, they had to consider that maybe Brigida had somehow done this to herself.
What? And where did she get the fucking thallium?
In the past, there has been instances where people who are struggling with depression or, you know, whatever mental illness you want to call it, obviously have harmed themselves as a cry or attention.
I hate that shit.
As a cry for help or, you know, attention.
I hate that shit. Not because someone has depression means that you're about to hurt yourself.
No, but it's an option that they had to since they couldn't figure out anything else.
And
you know?
not only that, they have to pursue everything that they can think of. But I'm just saying that pisses me off because not just because it doesn't work that way. Yeah. But whatever.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
However, Brigida and her family denied that she would ever do that to herself. I mean, yeah, she had been taking antidepressants when she first became ill, but she'd never do anything that would take her away from her child. Like,
and not only that, but not because she was if she was on the antidepressant, it was because she was trying to better herself. It didn't mean that she was trying to not
unalive herself.
Exactly. You know? So, and let me go and get thallium from, I don't know, the core of the fucking earth and shit. I'll be back. The hell? Like, that's stupid.
Let me jump on my ship.
Yeah, let me go to the core. I'll be back.
So as all these possibilities were, you know, being ticked off as to how Brigida could have been exposed to thallium, Special Agent and other investigators and Dr. LaPoint were left with one conclusion: intentional poisoning.
Yeah, somebody was poisoning her. I think so too.
Dr. LaPoint researched how Brigida was poisoned, right? And in looking into her scans and like her x-rays, he noticed that the thallium was accumulated in her digestive tract.
Mm-hmm. So she was eating it.
Which meant, yeah, it was oral, most likely through something she was ingesting or like food. This solidified the decision that they made to where, you know, all visitors were banned, you know.
Yeah. But not only that, I mean, it's not like you could, for that amount of thallium, for her to have that ingested that much, it wasn't like she had a coffee one time. Yeah. No, it had to be something consistent.
Right.
You know, either, I don't know, but I mean, it sounds like somebody was trying to kill her. So.
Mm-hmm. Was trying to?
Or.
Bitch.
No, they were trying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, despite no one being sure if Brigida was going to survive she did.
She survived.
While she managed to I mean, with the antidote, of course, you know, she came to and she began to like talk better, even though she really couldn't see or walk. But as the days passed, her vision started to improve.
Oh, nice.
She began to see things little by little.
With the blue paint?
Pigment. The Prussian blue. Like Russian, but with the P.
You know what? Somebody would name their kid Prussian blue out there. Somebody would.
Oh, I'm sure there's already somebody named
Prussian
that.
blue Garcia.
Or Prussian blue Uto.
Uto. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So first, her phone came into focus. Like, she began to see. And then, days after that, she saw the TV.
Because she's a bad bitch, bro.
And then her vision just, like, came back, as did her ability to walk.
So, by the fact that they were able to not only give her the antidote, but they also...
Put her in dialysis.
They put her on dialysis, they banned everybody, and they were closely watching what she was eating. So that is why she's getting better.
Yeah. She, you know, I guess, you know, of course, started to, you know, empezó a caminar little by little, you know, with the help of a walker. And, you know, she was able to walk to her room door. And then, a little bit later, she was able to walk to their nurse's station and, you know, longer distances after that. Now that she was recovering physically, Agent Gill spoke to her again and asked her if she knew of anyone who had anything against her.
Yeah.
They were now essentially informing her that someone was doing this to her intentionally. And everyone around her was essentially a suspect, which fucking sucks. That's sad.
Super sad. That now you have to think about as somebody that's trying to kill you, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was taken aback.
Yeah.
You know, and remained firm that there was no one around her or close to her that she knew about that would want to do this to her. And to her, there was just like, no way. It was like, fuck no. Like, not like, you know.
Please. Yeah.
Despite her response, the doctors and investigators knew that in cases of poisoning, it's usually it's personal.
Yeah.
You know, and it's done by somebody close to the victim.
Not only that, but they want to see them suffer because somebody that poisons you like that for that long, bitch.
I think that's crazy. Like, when you really think about it, they're watching you slowly die.
Yeah. Whoever it is that's close to her, feeding her, whatever it is. And then not only that, but it had to be somebody that was giving it to her every day.
Yeah.
Every day. The same thing over and over, over and over. Because you can't just be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to just drink a little bit. No, bitch. This is something that took forever.
Yeah.
So for you to sit there and just, I'm going to give this to her and I know she's dying. That is fucking crazy right
Yeah.
now. And then you're just living life with this person like nothing. Like either going to work or sleeping by them or whatever.
Having conversations with them throughout the day. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know
Like,
how people can be like that.
Margaritas. Okay. And I'm giving
you fucking, and I know you're like slowly dying inside and shit. I'm killing you.
Or I'm watching you like que no puedes caminar. Like how? What kind of heart is that? Like that's horrible for any human being, not just for, or even for an animal, dude.
Yeah.
Like
animals don't even do that to each other.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Everyone close to Brigida was a suspect. Her parents, her sister,
everybody,
her husband, her friends. And so they were all, you know, interviewed. Everyone, including Race, who they're all, of course, very cooperative, you know?
Race should have been the first one in the fucking FBI office.
So to Special Agent Gill, something was off about Race. Like he knew it.
His name is Race.
You thought he was badass?
At that moment, but now I know it's him.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Who names their kid Race?
Somebody, first of all, I don't know. I had a feeling since the beginning. Something was wrong. Not because his name was Race, but because his name was Race.
Yeah.
No, because his name was Race Remington. That's why. If it was just Race, maybe.
Race Uto, you're like, okay,
cool.
Yeah.
Pero not Race Remington. No, Race Remington, ya. Valiste verga.
Yeah.
Tú fuiste.
So he learned that some of the medical staff had taken notice that he wasn't acting concerned for his wife as one would have been. You know, if your wife was close to death's door, he seemed very aloof and not really concerned about what was going on with Brigida. And then also andaba preguntando cosas que ni venían al caso, like nada que ver.
Ay, no, siempre son los que hablan
puras pendejadas. Yeah. When the idea that it was a possibility that Race might have been the person to do this to her was brought up to her, she couldn't even go there.
No, she's like, shut up.
Her flabber was gasted, you know, like it just didn't make sense to her in her mind since he had taken care of her when she was sick. He checked up on her and make sure she didn't need anything.
He's probably checking to make sure she was dead, bitch.
He'd make sure she was eating. Mm-hmm. He was also the one who took her to the doctor. The doctor who transferred her to the ER. So if he wanted her to die, why would he do that?
Yeah, I thought that too. Whenever you first said that, I was like, well, then if it was him, then I must be wrong, because in that case, then why would he bring her to the doctor?
Remember that other case that I did? I can't remember the names right now, but where the mom fucking killed the whole fucking family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Al último, she poisoned the daughter in the Coke, and they took her but she took her to the hospital. Then she said it was because she didn't want her to die in the house, because them dying in the house is a lot of work for her.
Yeah.
Pinche vieja.
She was a dick.
However, when investigators asked Brigida about race, she mentioned a special interest hobby of his.
Okay. Yep.
You see, Mr. Race Remington liked to collect types of plant seeds that are used to make poisons.
Wait, she told this to the investigators?
This was a hobby of his.
Okay. Espérame. So explain to me. He said, I'm going to Home Depot. Espérame.
Okay, you're painting the
So
scene.
I'm going to go to Home Depot.
That's what he's saying.
He's saying.
¿A quién le está diciendo? ¿A Brigida?
Le está diciendo a Brigida. I'm going to go to Home Depot right now, because I'm going to go find seeds for plants.
That make poison. I don't think you buy those at Home Depot,
Fuck
bitch.
that. I'm not talking about Home Depot. I'm just saying. Okay, fine. I'm not going to Home Depot. I'm going to Garden Depot.
Is that like I think you go to an apothecary.
I don't know. I'm going to fucking...
The forest.
The forest, bitch. I'm going to go forage on the forest.
I'm going to go on an adventure. Ahorita vengo.
Y ahorita vengo. Yo voy a ir a traer seeds that make poison.
Yeah.
And okay.
Not only that, but investigators also learned that Race had an affair in 2015.
Okay.
While he was deployed with the Navy. And then the couple, attended therapy and they worked through it. And then I think then she gave birth to their son. I don't know if it might have happened while she was already pregnant, which, fuck you, man.
You know what, Race? Fuck you.
Race Remington. Yeah.
And you and your fucking seeds.
So it was like, bruh, you're cheating on your wife. You're into like poisonous plants and seeds and shit. It was all just too on the nose. You know what I mean? She's being poisoned.
I mean, hello.
And with what they had learned, detectives had enough evidence to execute a warrant for the Uto home.
Yeah, or not only the home for him.
Espérate, pendeja. Pues también no ponen.
Espérate, güey. Pues es que yo ya estoy enojada.
Pues pendeja, hay un proceso.
Ok, pero yo ya estoy enojada. Ya quiero que se lo lleven. Y quiero que le saquen todas las seeds. Que lo volteen así, que le peguen así. Y que salgan las seeds. That's what I want to happen.
To grab him from the feet upside down.
Upside down.
Now, when they arrived at the Uto residence, Reyes was being weird.
No shit.
He opened the door wearing sunglasses.
Oh, my God.
Así había mucho sol adentro de su casa.
I mean, it is San Diego.
It's sunny.
It's sunny.
He was also real fidgety.
Please tell me that his son wasn't with him. Le habían quitado el niño, please.
I'm not sure. I think maybe the son estaba con los grandparents.
Hopefully, because...
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
Now, despite him being weird as fuck, he was answering the detective's questions,
Oh, because he's in the Navy.
Yeah.
Or whatever, in the Corps or whatever. So he knew. He's not stupid.
When they asked him if they were to search through his phone or whatever, if they would find anything suspicious in his search history, he said no. He was also courteous enough to give him a heads up and that he had also recently deleted all his search history and all of his electronic devices.
Sorry about that, guys. I just deleted everything.
So if you search it, you're not going to find anything suspicious because there's nothing to search.
Nothing there. Yeah.
Not suspicious at all.
Makes sense.
You know?
Okay.
They took all his shit. They confiscated all his devices, searched the home.
If there's anything that we have learned in the past year and a half, right? It's almost 2 years.
Of what?
Of us working on cases. 2 years and a half.
3.
Anyway.
And a half.
And a half. Then we would know that nothing is ever erased.
Oh, no. Now, like I said, they searched the home, the property, and lastly, his car.
Mind you, he wasn't even in his property. He was in his in-laws' property.
I think they lived in the same property because they lived next door.
Okay.
And it was when they got to his car that they found more suspicious stuff.
Ay, Dios.
Okay? In the trunk of the vehicle, ahí donde tienes el hole for donde va la extra, like spare tire.
Oh, okay.
They found a mix of materials. a canister of acetone, and pockets of exotic seeds.
Girl, yeah. Why do you have pockets of seeds in your fucking truck? Exotic seeds.
No, I don't think they're sunflower seeds, bitch.
Not the ones that...
No.
No. Okay. Got it.
But that's not all.
Oh, there's more in there. Damn.
Not in the car, but just like
overall. I was about to say, damn, pues qué tanto trae?
Now, remember when I told you that the Utos, like we were just talking, live next door to their in-laws? Mm-hmm. Well, as the search was going on, Olga, the sister, she's an MVP también, she called the detectives over and she was like, hey.
Come here.
Vengan. And she handed over a trash bag that she had seen Reyes throw away.
Es todo.
In that bag, they found receipts for exotic seeds that he had ordered. They found handmade filtering mechanisms and solutions that helped purify and refine poisons.
What the fuck?
He thought he was a chemist and shit, right?
This or an apothecary? Se cree pinche Breaking Bad and shit.
No, I'm telling you that anime that I'm watching that I want you to watch next is called, I told you, The Apothecary Diaries.
Okay, pero como quiera, that's fucking crazy. Not only that, estaba mixing shit. Se creía pinche
Why don't
Walter
you go
White.
do that? How come you don't do that for good? How come you don't go into that field?
I know. And especially, okay, so let's say, not that I know what's going to happen, but let's say that he was trying to kill her to leave her. Bitch, don't fucking kill her, just leave.
That's what we say all the time.
Para eso te dieron patas, güey. O sea, camina y vete. What
Agarra
the fuck?
tus chivas y lárgate.
What the fuck? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They also found evidence that showed that Reyes had tried to grind up castor beans to make the poison ricin.
Are you kidding me?
Así he's like DIY.
Wait, hold on. Where is he getting these seeds from?
Ordering them online, I'm sure, I guess. I don't know.
So anybody could go online and just order seeds and put them together and make
I think
poison
with their exotic seeds, yeah.
What the fuck?
Why are you going to try it? You're going to look into it?
No, girl.
Wait.
I don't want that shit on my phone.
And then earlier, I'm like, where can you get thallium? I was Googling and shit.
Andale, pendeja, te va a llevar al pinche FBI. I'm going to tell them where you're at. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, but we have a podcast, so it was for research purposes.
They don't give a fuck. They're going to be like, I'm going to be like, I have no idea.
I think there are worse shit happening in this country right now that they're worried about me looking up where to get thallium from on my phone.
I'm worried, but sometimes.
Si no me ven, if we miss an episode, ya no.
If we're not here anymore. But es porque esta pendeja andaba buscando thallium.
Now, like I just said, he was trying to grind up castor beans to make the poison ricin.
O sea, andaba haciendo los pinches en
el molcajete.
Con el molcajete and shit. Like,
they also found rosary seeds, which also make another deadly poison.
What the?
I know. And other seeds that come from something called the suicide tree of India.
I didn't know that this was a thing.
Isn't it fascinating though?
It is fascinating. Exists? Like, I didn't know that this was something
not for these type of purposes.
No.
But
I'm just saying it like, I wouldn't have sat there and be like, oh, let me see how I can make poison. I'm going to go and find seeds so that I can, that's not my thought in the morning, bitch. My thought in the morning is, I need to make drink water. I need to make coffee. I need to do, not, let me make sure I have seeds.
Let me log on to this computer and buy exotic seeds for poison.
From fucking Home Depot and shit.
Maybe from
I don't know.
The dark web or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe there's an underweb for that too.
An underweb?
Like
a black market?
Black market. Oh yeah. Esa mamada. There has to be, right?
I'm sure there is for everything.
Guys.
Maybe there's a legit website, but maybe you're supposed to have some sort of permit, license. I don't know.
I need to find out what kind of where do you find these seeds? I'm not trying to find out.
It's just, you're just curious.
I'm just where is this something that you can just go online and just look it up? I'm over here thinking rosales and shit, not
no, rosary seeds. Yeah, and something called the suicide tree of India.
I'm gonna look that shit up right now. What does the suicide tree of India look like?
Or comes from? Now all of that
it might be from India.
You never know. So all of that was taken in as evidence, of course, along with 6 thumb drives, 2 SD cards, 8 external hard drives, 5 laptops, 6 cell phones, gaming consoles, all that shit.
¿Para qué quiere todo eso?
¿Quién sabe?
¿A quién le está hablando?
Maybe he was running a pawn shop, bitch. I don't know, on the side. Maybe doing, I don't know, side hustle. So after going through his electronic devices, bitch, detectives were able to find a couple of books that Reyes thought he had deleted. You're ready with the books again. Here come the books. Okay?
Otra vez como la señora otra.
Sí. One of them was called Criminal Poisoning.
No mames.
Y el otro, The Poisoner's Handbook.
No, I'm not laughing because of the situation. I'm laughing because how stupid people are.
Now,
the suicide tree
of India.
Espérenme, okay, ahorita, espérenme. Okay, the suicide tree of India is actually called, because they always have these fucking
other names, yeah.
Cerebra.
Is this like the
odulum,
scientific name?
Also known as the ping pong tree.
Ping pong?
Ping pong, como ping pong.
Yeah.
The highly toxic plant gets its morbid nickname from the seeds within its fruit, which contain a deadly cardiac glycoside called cerebrium. Cerbrin.
It's okay, girl. You try. It's fine.
So it says that it's a mid-sized evergreen tree that can grow up to 12 meters tall, and it has a bushy crown and a knobby grayish trunk.
Where is it at? Where is it?
The habitat is to tropical regions of India and South Asia. The tree is commonly found in coastal salt swamps and along river banks.
Yeah.
So this motherfucker, I'm gonna show it to Stella.
Has seeds from there.
So no. So somebody is sitting there, and what I want to know is how the fuck they found out that these seeds were.
Well, I'm telling you, he's into all of that stuff. He's a hobby, pues. Es su hobby.
Es su hobby, pues.
Yeah. Like I just said, things looked bad, right? But what they didn't find was thallium. So without that, they weren't able to make an arrest.
Guys, it looks like, sorry to interrupt you. It is the most beautiful tree I've seen. It has the most beautiful white flowers. And it actually looks like como limones. Mm-hmm. And the inside of the limon is the seed. And that's what but tell me this is not beautiful.
Oh, that looks cute. Yeah, it looks like a white flower is growing on top of a limon.
And it's called the ping pong tree because it's, I guess the way it is. Y tiene un limón y adentro, mira, ves?
Oh, it sprouts open.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that's poisonous, bitch. Don't touch it.
Well.
Now you know.
So you're telling me that after they found the guy and all of these 15 phones and shit and
20
that they couldn't find that.
They didn't find thallium.
And as we know from past experiences, if it's not there,
they can't do much.
They can't do much.
A detective on the case, Detective Farr, went to the hospital and spoke with Brigida about what they had found during their search. And he also wanted to give her like a heads up, like, hey, si te sales del hospital, as soon as, if and when you get released, do not go home to your husband.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Please. Pero did she not remember? A lo mejor he was putting it in different things, pero...
But it's hard to say that to somebody. You've been married to this man. You met him your 10 years at this point? Because you met him towards the end of her high school.
Yeah, but you must remember if he was like, oh,
but I'm sure you don't want to believe it.
Tea or something, Of course, you don't want to believe. But I mean, if they're about to kill me, shit, I'm going to say whatever.
Or maybe keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Again, Brigida, she wasn't open to the idea that it was her husband that might have been involved.
Quiera, dude.
She said that, okay, if you guys want to look into it, but I need you guys to prove it to me indefinitely. I need proof.
And I get that.
And detectives, of course, they wanted to prove it to her, and they wanted and needed to find the proof until they continued to look into Race's life until they found something that might have been a possible motive for Brigida's poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
So it appeared that Mr. Race Remington had a girlfriend.
Oh.
Who thought that he was widowed.
Oh. So he was given the information before it actually, según él, happened. Okay.
Not only that, but he had taken his and Brigida's son to many of their dates that the baby began to call the girlfriend mom.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
You about to make... Mira, pues. No, bitch.
Yeah.
Lo mato. What?
Yeah.
And the girl no tiene la culpa.
No, pues ella
no sabía, güey.
Le está diciendo que es viudo.
Hijo de la verga.
He was building himself up to this woman, whoever she was, and telling her that he had been a previous Navy SEAL, which he hadn't been. He wasn't a SEAL at all. And was now on his journey to work for the FBI and the Poisons Department.
No tiene vergüenza.
Nah, pinche viejo, desgraciado. This wasn't all.
No.
Because
it never is. It never is. It never is.
He had another girlfriend.
A la verga. Tiene más de una. Vámonos.
I'm not sure if this was at the same time as this one girlfriend or if it was before this one, quien sabe. Pero he told this girlfriend that he wanted his wife to get hit by a bus and die so he could get sole custody of their son.
What is wrong with this man?
You know, you could just get a divorce.
Yeah.
You can share your son custody, 50-50.
Yeah.
You know, that's possible.
And not only that, but now you're going to lose your son.
For life.
For life. And I hope you go to jail for a very long time.
So Mr. Ray Remington, was brought in for an interview.
Okay, go ahead.
And it began fairly light, as they usually do. No te sientan y te empiezan a rayar la madre así like, hey, fuiste tú, blah, blah. No, they began to ask him, what are your hobbies? I know you like to spend time with your son. I'm a father too. We have that in common, yada, yada, yada.
And that is why I'm not a detective.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, bitch, I know what the fuck you did. Tell me right now.
So he was asked, if he, would take a lie detector test. And he said he agreed. He was asked if he would pass the test if they asked him if he had poisoned his wife. And he said, yeah. He's like, I would never hurt her.
No, it's because he thinks he's smarter than everybody.
Yeah, truly.
He really does.
Exactly to my next point. He was confident throughout it.
Yeah.
He was asked 9 times if he had poisoned his wife. And each time he said no. Mm-hmm. And he thought he had aced it. He thought he had aced the test. And at the end of it, he was told that he had failed miserably.
Ándale, pendejo. Like, no, it wasn't me. Yeah, actually, it was you.
You suck.
Yeah, you suck at this.
You did this to your wife.
Yeah.
And that's all it took. He was like, yeah, I did it. He confessed.
What? That came out of nowhere, bitch.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
When asked when he began to poison his wife, Brigida, he said he didn't remember. It was all a blur.
Oh, all of a sudden.
Pero luego se acordó.
Oh.
Se acordó, and then he said that he gave it to her in food, and that the first time was in an egg and cheese bagel.
I'm not eating egg and cheese bagels from now on.
I'm drinking bagel now. He then would put it in other food, such as soup, other sandwiches.
Y luego, como ella estaba enferma.
Exactamente.
Él pues le daba de comer.
Exactamente. He also said that the dosage depended on her weight. He said that he began with 1 gram late summer of 2017.
Damn!
When she got sick but didn't die, he tried it a second time again at 1 gram. She didn't die. And then he tried it again, and he began to up the dosage. No se moría.
No, y no se
And you know how she began to lose weight and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like, he said that the last time that he did it, which is when she ended up at the hospital where they ended up finding out what happened in March of 2018.
When she got really bad.
She was like, I can't breathe.
When they were like, you know what?
You se va a morir.
Se va a morir, yeah.
At that point, he had given her 5 grams.
He went from 1 to 5. Damn. And she didn't die, bitch?
Which should have killed her. Girl, she's a miracle.
No, she's a miracle. And not only that, I'm happy because that way he didn't get away with what he wanted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Reyes was arrested after his confession on March 29th of 2018. He was held on a $2 million bond. 8 months later, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of attempted premeditated murder. On March 14th of 2019, he was sentenced to 21 years to life with the possibility of parole.
They did give him a possibility?
Yeah. Brigida, of course.
Because she didn't die, probably?
Divorced him. Yeah, it was attempted murder. She divorced him, and it seems like now she's thriving.
Really?
Like her hair grew back.
Oh, yay.
She went back to running.
Qué bueno.
And she's over here like living life to the fullest. She says she's been skydiving.
Oh, shit.
Just
I'm
living
so
her
happy
best
for
life.
her.
But in my mind, I'm like, dude, how do you ever date ever again? Not that that's like a thought that you need to have after everything that you went through, but like, how do you ever trust?
I think she would be more careful, but I don't know. I would date again. I love love. So to me, that's
but
cool.
The one thing is, we never found out how he got the thallium.
From the core of the universe.
Of the Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. He went to go pick it up in the boat.
He went in with the movie. With the movie crew.
I think he bought it online, dude. You have to buy all that shit
You have to have done it in the black market.
You have to. And then a lot of the times...
Wait, but he was in the Navy.
Pero maybe he
put in a
like,
special order and shit, a special PO.
Maybe.
Blah, 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 blah. We need it for some. He was an electrician.
He could. Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We're just speculating here, but it's just a,
Yeah, we're just thinking, no, of course we have no idea why or where he got it from, but it had to have done it.
He obviously got it from somewhere.
Obviously got it from probably the fucking...
I can't tell me. Maybe
I think the black market, honestly, or whatever. But my deal is like, what went through his mind? Like, let me kill her with this fucking poison.
Like, it goes back to... I mean, obviously murder, whoever you murder, fuck you, don't ever do that. But I think we said this before, and I always think, I'm like, how do you meet somebody, have a kid with somebody, marry this person, you make vows to this person, and then one day wake up and say, oh, I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah.
What?
But why? Maybe, I don't know, honestly. I have no idea, but just don't kill your wives, man. Just get up and go, or don't kill anybody. How about that?
So divorce is, a choice.
You have a choice. You can open la boca and say, you know what? It's not working out. Let's go our separate ways. It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't kill anybody, especially with seeds, bitch.
Nature is just being nature. They want to drag her into this and shit. They're like, bro, I'm just out here growing.
I'm just out here making beautiful flowers and stuff. They look like lemons.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's in there. I saw it. Pero if they come after you guys, the FBI, como Estela, I'm not going to come. Don't be telling them Barb told me to do it. I'm going to be like, no, I didn't.
No, I had to research. Mm-mm. So that's the case of the poisoning of Brigida. I'm not going to call her Brigida Uto. I'm going to call her Brigida McInvale, which is her maiden name.
Don't call her that, because fuck that fool.
Grace Remington.
That's the only reason I knew it was him.
Yeah, because of his name.
Yeah. Stupid ass. But anyway, let us know what you think. You can follow us on Instagram at
Cafecito and Crime Pod. And if you would like to download our episodes, rate us and or leave us a review. Si te nace.
Si te sale de aquí del corazón.
Así.
Ay, amigo, mandanos un little message. Échenos la mano, a friend. Okay. Lo que sea, si pueden. Y si quieren ser mis amigos on Pokemon Go, please DM me. You guys have a wonderful night. We'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.